Call the meeting to order. Bay County Veterans Affairs Committee, Tuesday, June 18th, 3 p.m. Roll call, please.
Sure. Marilyn Lazars.
Here.
Mike Brigandy.
Here.
Troy Stewart.
Here.
John Van Tol.
Here.
And Commissioner Begich.
Here.
All present.
Minutes from 5/21/2019.
Motion to accept the minutes as printed. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Citizens input. We have time for public comments. You approach the podium, state your name.
Like you've never seen me before, Fred Zippler. I really have nothing to say until the meeting goes on. Can we have the liberty of speaking before the session is ended?
Yep.
Then I'll sit down.
Yep.
Thank you.
Do you have a certain topic you want to speak on, or?
Naturally, for starters, the transportation program.
Okay. All right. If you want to speak on it when we come to it, I guess we can do it then.
Would-
Select transportation.
When you get down there, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Anyone else wish to speak? Anyone else wish to speak? Last chance. All right. Petitions and Communications. Definition of indigency. There's an extra I in there. I don't know. Mr.
I get with Genesee County,
Yeah.
and I got what they use for indigency. I forwarded that table on to Craig and Amber,
Yeah.
and I shared it with Marilyn and Mike just before the meeting.
Yeah.
They use the 200% level of poverty,
Yeah.
and I had Crystal call over the DHS, and Bay County, they use 185%.
Yeah.
And that table that I gave Craig only goes like 165, 200, 130. So if we decided to do the 185%, somebody's got to do the calculation to see what that 185% would be.
I know Healthy Michigan uses like 133 for the Healthy Michigan medical programs, 133%. Right
They have
there.
130 or 135% list.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the table got already prepared, 165 or
130, 130, the regular 100%, 130, 165, 200.
Okay, so 200 is above what Genesee County uses.
That's what they're using, 200.
200, but they apparently do it themselves. My recommendation is you use 165. You know, what is that? It's 165% of what?
Depends on the families.
13,000.
Federal aid.
Yeah.
Just depends on the family size.
Depends family size. Yeah, there's a lot of things. So is that a motion?
Yeah, I make a motion, we use 165%, that keeps it lower than
I'll second that.
200%. Any other discussion on that? You know, the indigency thing is in the law, and it's not defined in the law, so I guess it's up to us to define what that level would be. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Remodel update.
That's me.
You got it.
All right.
Okay.
Just a brief update. We did meet with some builders. There were 3 in particular that came through to look at the space and provide a bid. I'm waiting to hear the responses from those. We have also moved forward, and I'm getting part numbers for the interior and desks, chairs, conference table, things of that nature, so we can go ahead and start placing orders for those items. So once bids are firmed up and we look at pricing and make a decision, they're still currently working in that space right now, the treasurer's office is. So once a decision's made and we move forward, then there'll certainly be more happening. But at this point in time, things are still happening. It's just sort of behind the scenes things before the construction actually begins. So just wanted to give a quick update on that project.
Question?
Just for clarification, do we have to have the money spent by September 30th or just budgeted and
Spent.
contracts out?
Spent.
Spent.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a question I had too. So,
Yep. Spent.
and then hopefully there'll be some more grant money next year.
That's the hope. Yep. Absolutely.
There's talk that the person who got that bill through may be the Speaker of the House, the gentleman from up in Clare area. Maybe the speakers will have a little more clout to get stuff done. That'd be good. Who used to be a veteran service officer, by the way, too. Yeah. Any other questions about the remodel update? So is anybody officially open for business in new locations then? Is vet's office open yet, or still moving in, or the treasurer? Or
Still on the second floor.
The veterans are still on the second floor. The veteran service officer and the emergency relief coordinator, they're just on the other side of the chamber, if you will. And equalization has moved from 6 down to 2. If you notice on the ground floor, there's a sign that they're on the second floor effective immediately, and they are up and running and in full bloom here in June. It's a busy month for them, so that was their goal, to be up and running and full capacity, and they are right now.
All right. Any questions?
Timeframe for the treasurers to move over?
Depends on how 6 is still, they're still working on that retrofit up there, working on things. I know the last time I was up there, that large counter that was in the treasurer's office has moved. They were working on, the glass and those types of things. They were working on some flooring and whatnot as well. So as soon as that can happen, I know treasurer will be, as soon as that's complete and they're ready, I know they'll be up there. But it's moving.
For anyone new that hasn't been here, we're remodeling, moving people around. The vet's offices will be on the second floor where the treasurer's office was. The treasurer's office will be on the 6th floor. Equalization will be on the second floor. So that's the process right now. So. Any reports or resolutions? Any old business? Transportation program is in there.
Let me just give you a quick update on the flags. As you all know, we got 25 gross of flags in. They came into the American Legion. The Legion used 2 gross of new ones and 11 gross of old ones. AMVETS came and got 3 gross. Plov came and got 3. And Pinconning, BFW, which really doesn't exist anymore, but Jake Johnson, who's done it for years, came and got 3 gross. And then Gibson Township came and got 1. Fisherville came and got a half a gross. So, and I told everybody when they came, hey, take them back off and we'll use them again. Gibson Township said, we don't do that, we leave them out on here. And I wasn't going to get that argument because they use 1 gross. So anyway, out of the 25 we got, and we had some left from last year, you're not going to need flags for about 2 or 3 years. Okay? And, Fred's got his under control, AMVETS has theirs under control, and the Plov has theirs under control. So I think we'll be all right on flags. They are upstairs at the American Legion, which is fairly secure. We had an issue with Gibson Township. That lady called me and said, hey, I want to get my flags. I said, well, you got to have the township call. She said, oh, that's too hard, so I'm just going to quit doing it. I said, that's fine. The township ended up calling me and said, we only need 1 gross. So they came and they got, she used to pick up 3 gross. And come to find out from Jake Johnson, she used to do cemeteries that were in Paranet County and other counties. So, anyway, we got flags.
I think
I never did write the memo. And I'm thinking what we probably need is a policy letter on that. What do you think, Greg? Would a policy letter be better?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. We can.
And I think I read somewhere about the regulations or the wording as really it is, it's supposed to be on the townships and local units of government. It doesn't really mention county, but we've sort of been doing it for the last couple of years. Somebody mentioned to me that we've sort of been given the job and taken it over, even though we're not really charged to do it.
Well, and I think the outlying townships are the ones that gotta let us know what they need.
Yeah.
You know, Bay City, we've got that pretty much figured out with the veterans organizations. But, you know, Fisherville came and got a few, I don't know what township they fall in. Yeah, and, you know, Trump Post takes care of stuff out there in the Linwood area, I don't know what township that is.
Fisher would be Williams, that'd be Williams Township.
So
Yeah.
maybe we gotta come up with a policy that goes to the townships and say, hey, we need gray flags, we need to know how many you're gonna need every year. Instead of just sort of winging it, you know, hey, I need 2 rows, oh, okay.
That'd be easy to pick them up.
2 rows every year, or, you know, what.
Townships would be a little closer than having to come into town to get it.
Well, and they should know how many cemeteries they got, and how many veterans are in those cemeteries, I would think.
We had a comment from the back, we'll give you.
Yeah, I would call the outlying townships and tell them this is the 2 days that we're doing the flags. So if they want to come pick them up, they came and picked them up. They knew the date, they knew the time, they came and picked them up. That's what was done for all those years when we were running it.
Yeah.
Was that the Legion on Essersville? Yeah, you guys did it for a long time.
I ran it. And I delivered flags all to the cemeteries. Then we started calling everybody up, saying, hey, come and get them.
Yeah.
It'd take me a whole day just to deliver to the Plow, Post 18, Pine Ridge, all the way out Sherman, and the outlying areas, been Pine, Linwood, out there on Bay Road, they'd all come in and get their flags.
Yeah.
I just told them, this Monday, this is the time, you want to come get them.
That'd probably be more efficient, having it at the township.
It worked.
Hey, Ron. Yeah, Mike, do you know if individual cemeteries have policies regarding the flags and how long they stay up? Or, I know our family is in Floral Gardens, so.
They do, a lot of them they'll go up for Memorial Day and then they come down. You know, we get a call the day after saying, hey, the flags are down, come pick them up. And their crew actually pulls them down. Some places will just leave them up. So there's no, I don't think there's a set policy that's the same from cemetery to cemetery. I don't know what they do out at Floral Gardens.
Yeah, our family's out there and they're pretty strict out there about getting stuff down after the observation.
Yeah, I think they take it down, but who knows what they do with it.
Yeah, probably.
And, you know, their flags, they don't get their flags from the county, I don't know what they do.
We always gave them the flag, 1 girls every year.
Well, yeah, Floral Gardens, so it needs, they need more than 1 gross.
No, that's all they asked me for.
Well, you put 1 gross in the veterans area out there.
They saved them, they must have cleaned them up good. Anytime I walked through, that's all they wanted.
I don't know, my dad's out there and I personally take the flag out and my 3 uncles. And Floral Gardens never puts anything on top of it.
My soccer team did Ridge Cemetery, and they did a very good job. They fair flags, they had them all packed up nice, and they used once from last year. They do a week. They put them out like Friday, they move them down next week.
Yeah.
They're in good shape, they had them all.
The problem this year is we got that rain.
Yeah.
So even if they were out for 2 or 3 days, they got some more time. So they gotta let them dry out.
I was at the Legion, they had them all laid out on the tables, looks like they were drying them out.
Yeah, they did it.
So. All right, so I guess let's go to transportation program. I don't know who wants to give a report. I know Mr. Zipperly had some comments. You want to comment on the transportation program?
The last meeting y'all had, Maryland made a motion to boost our driver stipend from $1 to $3, which is peanuts, but someone was supposed to get hold of VA and see about diverting any travel pay through the county.
to
But
the-
even so, even if they don't, my God, if we can't figure this one out, $3 is peanuts. By the way, Elm Lawn Cemetery, I'm sorry to divert here. Elm Lawn Cemetery, we put them out Saturday before Memorial Day. They pick them up after Flag Day, which is only 2 weeks later, you know. Anyhow, back to the transportation program, I'd like to ask that we have another vote on increasing our stipend to our drivers.
I guess, Mike, it was in the minutes here that you had a chance to talk to the VA about the
Yeah. No, I
transportation.
have not had a chance to talk to them. We had Memorial Day, and I've had some other things going on, so, no, I did not make it over there. I would say, since we tabled it for a month already, we need to readdress the issue. And it's been tabled for 4 months already.
What,
It's a bunch of bullshit.
I didn't say that. Can I intervene here? Do I have the authority to go to VA myself and look into this? Will I be stepping on anyone's toes?
I don't think you gentlemen heard what I said. I said, okay, we tabled it before. I think we need to address the issue.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I didn't say I didn't comment on
Don't
that.
get everything in a ringer.
Okay.
If you want to get in a ringer, you can do it out there. Okay, anyway, getting back to the issue. We tabled it last time. What does it cost us right now at $1 per quarter?
We had those figures last month, and I don't think I have that.
Maryland had some
Yeah,
numbers.
I,
I think it was about $1,000.
yeah. It's somewhere in there.
I have.
There was no
I
federal
think it was
questions.
1,700 a quarter.
Find it, Brandon?
Okay, first quarter, I have first, second, third, fourth quarter.
Get the whole year.
Yeah. So the yearly total for veterans transported was $1,347 for the year.
So that was $1,337,
Yes.
correct?
Correct.
All right, so we're looking at, if we triple that, we're looking at $4,000 roughly. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Sounds like the math's right, Mike.
Okay.
yeah.
All right, I will make a motion then that we raise the stipend paid to the voluntary drivers from $1 to $3 per trip.
Second.
Discussion.
Just so, if the motion would include any necessary budget adjustments, because remember, the budget's already been submitted for 2020, and obviously we're in 2019 right now, so there'll have to be some adjustments with that current budget. So if you just want to include that in the motion.
Okay, so, and then caveat the motion was that budget adjustments will be made to cover that expense.
Still support?
Mike, I thank you too for that motion. I support it. I think the number of veterans that are served here in Bay County and taken to Saginaw VA for that amount of money, that's a very good deal for the taxpayers. And we have the money in the budget, so I strongly support the motion that Mike made.
Yeah, for the contract. Let's remember vote first. Yeah.
Not to get greedy, can you throw in some bones?
Well, we have this one motion for now, so we'll work on one at a time.
All right, well, I'll table that until next month.
Yeah.
Last time I was here, there was a one meeting motion, the $3 raise, update their clothing and cell phones. That was all included last time I was here. Just to remind you. Yeah, about 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't last month, there's another in the minutes from last month, so we didn't do it last month, so we have this motion on the floor. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Aye, opposed? Okay. So we got that. Anything else on the transportation program?
Well, I had asked Mike, would anybody be offended if I went to the VA and asked them about this travel pay?
Mr. Pagani, would you be offended?
Oh, I'll make time.
I did for you, Mike. And when you go to check in, you get your appointment right then and there, and then down below it says travel pay. And they ask you specifically if you're being transported there or if you're providing your own transportation. That's,
Well, does that mean that they'll send Bay County the travel money? I
As
don't
long as
think
we're
so.
driving, they will not pay them.
Right, that's why I'm gonna get down and talk to them people down there, or somebody up in Oscoda. I think that's where they run it from.
you'd go through,
And I want to make sure, I want to try to get the travel paid to Bay County.
So, you're saying if you drive yourself, they will pay you from Bay City to Saginaw?
If they make the appointment, if they make it. So if you made the appointment yourself, no. If they make the appointment, yes. Because this is gonna stop guys from making appointments just to go get a shot or pay their bill.
Right.
They're gonna call Linda up, say, I got an appointment, get travel pay, just go pay their bill.
Well, it would be nice if we could tap into the federal money side of that travel pay, if they're gonna pay a veteran $13 a round trip to go down because they said that one.
well, just to let
It'd
you
be nice to
know,
go transfer that money.
I
into
did
this program.
transport a man to Detroit for an appointment. Never charged him a dime. And when we got back, I ran into the nurse that took care of him. She says, do you know he got travel pay?
Probably could.
So I know what you feel like.
Well, how would you know? I mean, we wouldn't know.
I didn't ask.
Yeah, we just gotta ask them not to put that down, but we wouldn't know any different.
Down
The
here?
way the system works, if I drove myself to the VA, it asks me if I want travel pay. And it says that if somebody else is driving you, that you should not get travel pay because that's fraud. And you have to sign off on that. But nobody ever checks it at the VA hospital.
That's what I-
Unless you ask them.
Well,
They do now.
they do now because we caught them. So nobody, if we catch them, they're done riding. They can walk as far as I'm concerned.
You have to be careful because if they're caught by the VA, they can terminate any kind of eligibility they had to go to the hospital.
What happened was, the first time it happened, this fellow was going over to the annex. And one of the people, the employees in the annex, when he was walking out, he saw the Bay County van, and they saw him getting into the van. And they called, no, don't you dare pay him, because he applied for the,
So do you
Travel
send
pay.
them in a list of names?
no.
They just catch them at random.
Yeah.
They just have to be at the right spot, at the right time.
Fred, I wonder when you talk to the VA, could you ask them if they would consider a $3 stipend per visit if they check that they're transported by the Bay County veterans instead of the $13 or whatever they get by driving?
Well, sure, that would make more sense.
A third spot there, transported by a veterans organization, $3 for the visit. That way,
Well, the way Roscommon works it, and I think I've said this, the Roscommon volunteers drive the individual in their own vehicle.
Oh,
So the Roscommon County doesn't have vehicles per se. They have volunteer drivers who use their own vehicles. They take the individual to the VA. They have an agreement with the individual, the county does, that the individual will draw his travel pay and then give it to the county. And, coming from Roscommon County down to Saginaw, that's a little bit more money than from Bay County over to Saginaw. And, you know, I talked to Tom Shepard, who's one of their county service officers. I said, how do you enforce that? He says, it hasn't been an issue. We have, and I'll ask them for form. Apparently they have something that the individual that's getting transported signs saying, any monies I get from the VA for transportation will go to the county.
I can see that working.
Yeah, he says they've been doing it for years. And it works
Because
fine.
the veteran has to sign off for the transportation
Right.
at the VA.
And then he
So
takes
then
that money and he gives it to the county.
driver.
You know, now they don't have nearly as many veterans up in Ross County as we do.
Still, there's someone a little bit up front there, but they're agreed to turn it over. I know,
Yeah.
I'm the same way when I go to the VA, I sign off for travel pay, I just drive myself if doing something big. But I'm wondering if they would allow, even though my new amount was $3 a trip, if the VA would say we would cover that. They're only covering $3, we're still covering.
I think there's a legality on who they can actually pay, and they have to pay the veteran. I think that's,
I think you're gonna find that's probably right.
that's the problem. They can't pay us, they can pay the veteran. And that's-
No, I don't, when I go, I don't claim travel pay. I get $4.80 or something like that. What am I gonna do with $4.80? When I was drinking, you couldn't even buy 2 beers for that. So, I guess I'm done.
Anything else on transportation?
Yeah, Craig, you heard anything more on the newer vehicles?
I did follow up. There's always a list with vehicles. Typically, we pull from the sheriff's department and their pool. So when they order new vehicles, they get them in, they get them ready to go. Then we're ready, then we can start pulling if there's a waiting list or whatnot. I know I threw our name on there. This was, a couple months ago, easily. So the correct individuals that know we are looking for something, no. I have not heard anything as of yet today. So we just follow up, but we're when they are ready, then we'll act.
There's no kind of grant we can apply to get a vehicle?
A grant? Not that I'm aware of.
Craig, would we be able to use some of the grant money from the state? If we are approaching September 30th, do you think we could pick up a couple of pre-owned vehicles, some of that money?
We would have to make that determination really quickly, and without having the formal bid and awarded it to a contractor, we don't know at this point how much money we're going to have left over. So we would have to submit to the state an amendment to the proposal that we had. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but we're really.
Well, it's about $40,000 for the renovation, and the grant was $76,000, and then $2,000 to appease the city, correct?
Yeah.
On their drawing, they wanted the reorganization of the office, so, maybe we could check into that and see if we might be able to.
But there's also computers. I mean, it's yeah. I know what you're
Okay,
saying.
it's $40,000 just for the
Sure.
renovation, but then for the furniture and the other stuff. Okay, well, we'll look at, Frank, what the total is. If it's possible, maybe it's not too late.
Thanks.
Yeah, okay, good suggestion. Frank.
What's the biggest need, a van or a car?
Huh?
What's the biggest need right now, a van or a car?
Van guys or a car? Van.
A van? The reason I ask is the sheriff checks weekly, the military side of things are good. I'll ask you to check for vans. Sometimes there's vans on there that are barely used on base, that they give away for free if you go get them. So I'll ask you to check that. Sometimes they're out of state, so they have to go drive back, but they're free. I'll check. You'd have to pay for the transportation to get it, or the shipment, or drive out and get it, or fly out and get it. But there's a site that he's on about once a week to check for anything we can use in the law enforcement side that goes back from overseas from the military. I haven't seen vans in there, but I'd say one will pop up on Friday.
Where would we have to go pick it up?
You'd have to go pick it up or have it shipped.
What from where?
It just depends on who's gonna rid of it, what the point of entry is. If they're coming back from Afghanistan, the point of entry is Texas, it'd be
It's
Texas.
worth it, right, go get it for free.
Sometimes they're not used very much, but they use the MCX on the base overseas for a year, so.
I'll go pick it up if it's Vegas.
I'll have-
Coming back?
I'll ask them to check on it.
Anything else on transportation?
Take on the,
New business. Any new business? We had a question raised for the Vets Council If they're a 990 organization, I guess is the question. Is that what the question be, or
Are they, do they have a 990?
status?
Employer identification number?
Yes. Are you talking to West Council or are you talking?
That's council. That's council.
Yeah, we do.
If they have a 990, and if they're an exempt organization from the
Exempt.
IRS, I checked on the IRS website last night, I could not find Bay County Desk Council listed at all in Bay County.
It's there. I guarantee you it's there.
And
I'm sorry.
and is it incorporated within the state?
Yes.
Yep.
But I think, are you talking about Bruce's place?
No, we're talking about the Bay County Veterans Council.
Council, yeah.
The Veterans Council.
What's that, what's going on with that? Like, what?
Well, are they an exempt organization through the IRS?
Yes.
And are they incorporated?
Yes.
To the state of Michigan?
Well, yeah, what brought this up though? I don't get it.
Well, there's liability to the Vets Council membership, of all the folks, if you're not incorporated. And over the last 2 years, in September, I've never heard a report from the treasurer saying we filed the state incorporation.
Well, this was set up long before my time.
Well, you have to pay the incorporation every year, just like the folks.
Yeah.
And if you don't pay that $20 every year as incorporation, as a Vets Council, then if one of the van drivers gets in an accident, they'll sue the city, the county, because it's the county's vehicle. They'll sue the Bay County Veterans Council because you're overseeing the program. And then they'll go to AMVets and Quad and DEP and even though.
I'll go see Mark Jenke's old outfit with the quad.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? See, I'll go see the CPAs.
Yeah, just like the AMVets, you know, the AMVets files incorporation every year.
Yeah.
And that's just to protect the Vets Council organization and everybody that belongs to it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Bruce's,
Well,
Yeah.
We ain't got nothing to do
that's
with
another.
that's a whole different ball.
Any other new business?
Yeah, I think about a year ago, the county gave a grant to an organization to develop a workshop. I was wondering if we could get an update on the status, where the money's gone, and is there any plan on when something is going to be available? And oh, by the way, what's going to be offered at this?
Yeah. I got an email today.
What are the hours and,
Yeah.
and
All I can
who's
tell you.
going to run it?
Yeah. I got the email today, and the status has been is that they're doing remediation work. Asbestos, but the asbestos is almost removed, so they're about ready to start working on the building. The rest of the details are, they're still fleshing out. They got the laborers union coming in to help them do some pro bono work and get it set up. It's supposed to be a maker space, supposed to be like a meeting space. That's the plans that I've seen so far. And they ran into the remediation issue. It was that former gas station. I don't think they had to dig up the tanks. I haven't seen any tanks getting dug up over there, so apparently they didn't have to do that, but they did have to do asbestos removal inside. So,
Do they have a business plan in place?
yes, they do. It's a foundation. They do have a business plan. They worked on the Gold Star Mothers thing over here. And they've got some more plans for that, by the way, too. There's some other activities planned at the Gold Star Mothers Memorial during the year here. I think something during the tall ships, they're going to have a memorial service down there. So they have a business plan. They're a foundation. They're a foundation, so.
Well, I know they have a business plan for the foundation. Do they have a business plan specifically for that worker's space? What's going to happen with that building? What are the hours going to be? Who's going to manage it? Who can go there? Is there any concept of what it's going to be about?
I can work on getting that from Mr. Markstrom and the committee. Yeah. I know they've worked on it. They had to go for grants. So a lot of the grant writing involved writing a business plan and maintenance and upkeep. So I can see if I can get that report from them, or maybe have them come to our next meeting and give us a report.
That would be a great idea.
Yeah.
Vaughn, I'd just like to expound a little on what Mike said. There were 2 grants from the Soldiers and Sailors Relief Commission. John, you were a member. So $50,000 grant and $75,000 grant. But it wasn't county money per se. It was the money for veterans raised by the millage, and the three members, correct, John, voted to do that.
So the question becomes,
Wasn't the board.
how's that $125,000 being used for county veterans?
Right.
That's the big portion of the
It'd be nice if somebody came and gave us
Yeah.
something.
I can have them come in.
he knows the law.
Any other new business?
I have one more issue. When I go to the webpage, and I talked to this young man about it last meeting, I think. When I go to the webpage and I look for Department of Veterans Affairs for Lake County, I can't find it because it's under Administrative Services.
If you click departments at the top,
Yeah.
it brings a whole list and it's on that list.
Is it on that list, or do you have to go to Administrative Services?
No, it's on that list.
Oh, you changed it?
No,
It's on that list. I was just there the other day because I was a completely separate issue looking at a phone number that was listed on there. And when you click on departments up on it's on the menu bar, you will see that it's Veteran Affairs. It's down at the bottom, but it is there. Because it's listed alphabetically, but.
Yeah, I always find it hard when I get stuff. Okay, all right.
Any other new business? Quick question. No, way in the back.
Do any of our fine politicians know the new owners of the car wash, Fireside Car Wash? You do, Jim?
I do, yeah.
Could you get us free car washes, Jim?
Yes, we talked to Tim Bautel, and the new, I believe it's called, the company that bought Firehouse.
Right.
It's called Mr. Car Wash, I believe. It sounds kind of a crazy name, but whether that's the same name or not, they have, Tim Bautel called me and said they're going to continue to honor the veterans' commitment that Tim Bautel did.
They will.
So the new company, the new owner, will continue that policy.
Will they give us new cards or something, or you don't know?
I haven't
Or
talked to
just
the new owner.
give us a note, Jim, that we know you.
Yeah, well, we'll check into
DD,
that.
usually a DD 214. Does everybody have their DD 214s in their pocket? You go down to the clerk, she'll miniaturize it for you and put it and laminate it. You can put it in your wallet. It's your DD 214. Now it's a little hard to read.
I was gonna say, who the hell can
It's a
read?
little hard to read, but it is DD 214. So, and that helps for meals, free meals, and stuff like that too. So. Any other announcements?
I missed last month's meeting because I was at a cemetery getting prepared for Memorial Day. But I noticed in the notes was Memorial Day
They have the ability.
questions. I'm gonna work on getting a better schedule together for that for next year, so groups aren't overlapping so much or waiting for 30 minutes. I have to be honest with you, our Marine Corps League veterans, 30-minute wait for an 80-year-old gentleman on a hot day is a long wait for the next one, so we're gonna work on getting that so it's better, it's more functional, works out better for everybody. So I'll be in touch with all the veterans organizations and organizing a better Memorial Day ceremony and make sure it's on MLive and make sure it's everywhere so the dates and the date and all the times are accurate. Because this year, like all the years, it's kind of tough to catch all the services. So we're doing 15 or 20 of them kind of good instead of doing 10 or 12 of them very good. So I think we can change that a little bit. So if you have, when I called the units, if you have any comments on it, please let me know. But right now I think it's broken and I've done many of them over the years. So I think we need to address that up a little bit so we have better Memorial Day ceremonies for our veterans, us, and the veterans.
Well, to go along with that, I believe we can move simultaneously for all, so you don't have to go over to Oak Ridge. Then everybody at Oak Ridge, then some over to the county building. When it's Memorial Day, and we should be at the memorial monuments that actually list our killed in action during our wartime right out front here. This should be the main focus of our Memorial Day. And then if we can do the cemeteries, that's always nice too, but the main focus should be right out here in front of the county building. Because it's got all the names of all our veterans from this county that died. And that's what Memorial Day is for, is to honor those people that sacrificed during the war.
Promote it more, or maybe have a guest speaker come in or something like that. We've done that before, but not all the time.
John's right, maybe we do that a little bit later, maybe say pray on the schedule, that that's the primary one for the day, we make that, maybe not 8 o'clock, maybe do 9 or 10 o'clock, if we get these, I
Right
agree
now,
on
it's
that.
9 or 9:15 up here right now.
For the county building,
But we could go
Yeah,
up
9
to
o'clock.
Hampton at 9, come back here for 10, or how we work it out, but make this the main one.
Troy, you're gonna have to get with that honor guard too.
I will.
Because they put a lot of effort into
they do, and that's the main group I'm supposed to talk to. And we're running out of volunteers right now to do these, and I can tell you that I'm probably one of the youngest, and I'm 52, so, for me to be one of the youngest in the details, that's scary over the next 10 years, so I'm gonna work on seeing if we can do something a little bit better, so we can do all of the ones we do, much better than just doing a whole bunch of them as fast as we can, because you said honor guard, sometimes they're still running up there when people start to do the prayer, trying to get people placed, because they're older, they need the time, so. We need to work on that, I think we have like 18 on there now, I'd rather see us go down to 7 or 8 really good ones, than 18 that we're barely making it to, so I'll get with them first, thank you.
Marcia?
Just one comment before the meeting adjourns. I want to compliment Troy and John. John and Troy for sort of steering the State Department conference or convention toward the Doubletree Hotel here in Bay City, Bay County. It was a week ago, was it? We were up there, and John got elected as the new commander of the Marine Corps League. So that again highlights Bay City, Bay County with all of our Marine veterans and active Marine throughout the state of Michigan, as well as our veterans. But very good conference, and I appreciate being invited to participate, and I was very proud that we've hosted Bay County and Doubletree have hosted our Marine Corps League for several times, and 5 times we've hosted that. So very good turnout, and very, very formal event. I've been to it many times, but it was great to be back. So thank you, guys.
Very nice, appreciate taking the time to speak.
Sort of on an unrelated note to really any of this, I just thought it would be worthwhile to congratulate our very own Troy Stewart on when he's not working and not being part of the Veteran Affairs Committee or being a parent and being a grandfather. He found spare time to coach the Essexville girls soccer team, and they made it quite far, state finals down in East Lansing. So congratulations, well done.
Sorry we didn't win a trophy, well, we should try.
You should be very proud.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Maybe next year, but you won't be there.
I would tell you, I'm coaching 10-year-olds this fall, so, start over backwards easy.
Any other announcements? Otherwise, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.